internet. It's the Madam Askew show. It's internet. Yes, we're live on the internet. We're gonna talk about stuff with Eve. Eve, the Madam, and Grand Arbiter. We're having a great night. Yeah!
Yeah! All right! On the internet.
Slightly longer than I think it will.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to our first Friday tea of November with our wonderful special guest, Eve Riot. Hello, Eve.
Hello. Oh, goodness.
Grand Arbiter, exposing your ankles.
My
Sweet
ankles
baby
are
Tesla.
exposed to the elements. Oh no!
Shocking, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello. It's Scone Mistress and Lady June Squirrel. Hello, my darlings. And the Hobbit is here with the Scone Mistress.
Look,
And
it's all
there are
fixed now. It's all
kitties.
better now. I fixed it.
Okay.
Well done, you.
It was about to fall over. So
It's live theater. Anything can happen.
That's right.
Anything can happen.
Oh, shocking. So it's wonderful to be here with you, Eve. And we all got the green memo. How very autumnal.
I mean, we're just like keeping the growth inside ourselves while the world goes to sleep.
Ah, that's it.
It's not an homage to Wicked making its opening.
I mean, Wicked is also making its debut this next week on the 22nd, I think.
Ooh, my goodness. Very
So that's
exciting.
exciting. And like all good musicals, it is riddled with drama, which I think is hilarious.
You mean the musical or the production?
I mean,
the musical always has drama.
So the musical has drama because people who've never read the book then go read the book.
Oh, and then
and are very shocked.
Oh,
because it's a lot more serious and long and in depth.
Yes.
I'm somebody who actually really enjoyed the Wicked series of books, so I have a soft spot for my heart for it. But people are very shocked by things these days, and so every time Wicked has a resurgence, either on Broadway or in this case the film, people then pick through the book and are very upset about things.
Oh,
also there's some drama because the actress who's playing the Elphaba is a little bit on the dramatic side, obviously, and so she's just a little messy on the internet, which is tough.
Well, and then there was the whole Ariana Grande romance drama as well.
Yeah, I mean,
so both leads had drama.
They all have a little bit of drama. So like the Elphaba drama, the actress who plays that, which is
Cynthia?
I think it's Cynthia, but I can't remember. It's Cynthia
Her last name
Erivo.
starts with an E, yes.
Erivo. Cynthia Erivo, incredible singer, incredible actress, just a little bit of a diva. And there was an internet person on TikTok who chose to make they edited the Wicked poster so it looked more like the
Broadway poster.
The Broadway poster.
All right.
And she got really upset when it was edited because the hat covered her eyes, and she's like, "The eyes are the place to my soul," and it was very it was like a fan-made thing that she got very dramatic over. Like she found it was a deep insult.
And according to like a lot of interviews that have been happening, both of these women are very dramatic during every interview.
Oh,
every interview they're crying.
They cry all the time,
which is fine. Emotions are great, but
it's so clear that they are both like theater girlies. That they probably were not that nice to each other. Like production was probably very complicated, and now that production is over, they're like, it was the most beautiful experience of my whole life.
And I think it's a two-parter, so they're gonna have to do this whole thing over again.
I think they videoed all of it at once, though. I think they recorded all of it.
I hope they did.
But it's it's just the most. And it's just like, wah! Wah!
Well, I love that this is happening, and also, Lady June Squirrel is with you, Eve. She too enjoyed the books very much, and also, by the by, I have read the first book, and I liked the first book. I did not realize there was a subsequent series of books. 4. Wow.
I think
There's a lot of them. I think they're just not as strong as the first one.
No, the subsequent sequels are definitely not as strong. I actually really love Gregory Maguire's, both his adaptation of Cinderella is actually also very good. It takes place during the Dutch tulip collapse.
Oh, yes.
Boom. There we go. The collapse of the tulip industry.
Yes.
And so he places it in historical time, and then he also does Snow White, which is okay. And it takes place with the Borgias.
Oh, how? But that sounds delicious and tasty. Tasty. And tasty. And tasty. Scone Mistress is giving 2 thumbs up for Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister. Fantastic. Thank you, Scone Mistress. And also, hello, good evening, everyone. We've got a Tracy and a Bill. Ricky is here. Hello, my darlings. Welcome to Friday
Tea. A whole week of no show. We returned to the show after a little hiatus.
Yes. Yes. Well,
a TusCon hiatus.
I was off at TusCon, and for those following along in my TusCon adventures, I think everything made it up. We were able to live stream everything, which is lovely. We have a couple of videos that need a bit of editing before they go up again. And so it was a very full weekend in which I did an absurd number of programming hours, but I was very happy to be there. The guest of honor was Cory Doctorow, the author guest, I should say. And then the artist guest was Sarah Clemens, and we had a wonderful Filk guest from Canada. So it was a wonderful full weekend of beautiful art and programming, and fantastic time being with chums, and also a great way to avoid current events. And I liked that part where I was too busy to think about the world. That was great.
Yeah, no, that has never been done before. It's unheard of for you to work. You're a known lazy person who hates doing programming.
I love this. Thank you, Scone Mistress. And thank you, Lady June Squirrel. I loved our Doctor Who panel. I thought it was wonderful. For anyone who did not get to watch the panels whilst they were happening, they are all available on our YouTube page right now, but they don't have any of their titles. So you have to sort of roll the dice until I've had a chance to go in and put all of the information. And since I did so many, it's been a big lift to go in and do that. So, but I will, I promise. So that was a great way to spend the weekend. And this makes me lovely. We love The Hobbit. But we are here after a 2-week break from tea, because it's, anyway, we don't have to do math. That's too much for my brain tonight.
I think it was just one. It
was 1 week off, but it's like a total period of time. 2 weeks between the time that we saw everyone last.
That's true. There was one. The drama of the whole thing.
I missed everyone. But as a special present, we were able to get Eve to come and be with us tonight.
Yeah, we worked really hard on that. We had to bribe them so much. They just had to
no bribes. There were no bribes. Merely promises of flirtation and punnery and good times with our dear friends. And that is always enough to bring Eve with an advance notice, obviously, because you are very sought out for December, Eve.
Yes. So when you all reached out to me, it was a few weeks back, and I was like, well, I can't do anything the last week of October. I was booked for multiple events at the very end of October, performing for a fundraiser event for a fellow performer to go to their first national competition, which they're doing this weekend, as well as an event for the Wildflowers Poetry Group, where we did some live shibari for them. Little bit of some organization issues happened, but it worked out fine. Originally it was gonna be outside, but then it poured rain on Halloween, so struggling to get a venue last minute. Turned out fine. And then yes, in December I am booked every week of December. So
booked and busy.
Booked and busy. So the December 7th, I have the Krampus celebration, which is a collaboration between Art Sanctuary and Planet of the Tapes. There will be bands and vendors, and two of us will be doing burlesque, and we'll also have an aerialist duo performing, as well as a costume contest for Best Krampus. Right? Then the week after that, I will be performing at a new show that's being produced by the drag queen Jaja Gaborshan, called, yes, that's her name, called Dish. And I'll be bringing 2 new numbers to that show. Then the week after that, I'm performing the day after the solstice for Solstits, which is produced by my friend Artemisia de la Miel, who also produces the monthly Shipping Port Burlesque show, which I'm also kittening at, but that's a different thing. And then finally, I'm performing on New Year's Eve for the Planet of the Tapes New Year's Eve Bash with fellow artist Nora Dahl. And we're each doing 2 numbers. There's going to be bands. There's going to be food trucks. It's going to be a really great time. So it'll be a really busy December, short break in January, and then I have I'll be hosting a show on Valentine's Day, and then in March I think I'll be in a certain sunny state with a certain duo doing shenanigans at a convention known as Wild Wild West Con. So I'll see all of you in March.
Yes, I'm so excited.
I knew you were there. When it rains, it pours. And it doesn't just pour on Halloween, it pours every week when you and it pours out of women's pants as well whenever you perform.
Well, grand arbiter. But yes, absolutely. Shenanigans and ankles will be happening at Wild West Con. So very exciting. And we're going to see Scone Mistress back for an event after Parenthood has struck. Very exciting. I cannot wait for this year's Wild West Con. We are going to have a fantastic time this year. Bill is planning some Sunday night shenanigans. We will be announcing those. They are for the community. We are going to have shenanigans all weekend and dinosaurs. So just a reminder that the overall theme for the convention is Halloween, and dinosaurs are an excellent Halloween costume. And
Nothing
so Sunday,
an extinct species.
That's correct. So Sunday is Dinosaur Day in the temporal entourage. Bring out your dinos somehow. Dino shenanigans or dino-nanigans.
Dino-nanigans, yes.
Dino-nanigans. Yeah.
That's a really weird thing that's dino-nanigans.
Yes. Dino-nanigans.
Yes.
Dino-nanigans. We're gonna.
I personally am very excited to see Tracy's dinosaur costume that she wore for TeslaCon up close, because I've seen pictures of her wearing it. I've seen some pictures of how she made it. So I am very excited to see Tracy's dinosaur costume in particular, especially because I think we made it a joke at first, and now people have taken and run with it. which is exciting. But now I actually have to hold up my end of the bargain and also adhere to the theme. So we'll see how that goes.
I don't know what I'm going to do for the Grand Arbiter and I yet, for Dino Nanigans or the Dinorific Sunday Adventures. But there will be something. We will have something that is dinosaur.
I have thoughts for you.
Thank you. We will discuss.
But
that will be good.
Hush for now.
Because, we also like to make Sunday a sort of comfortable day too. And dinosaur onesie, if you are wondering what to do, you know what? I have it on good authority. There's a song about it and everything. If you glue some gears on it, it's steampunk. So when in doubt, just take a handful of gears and like squirt some, Elmers or barge or something and just slap them on.
Or just where there's like the T-Rex meme, the T-Rex that's drinking tea. Just throw on a nice chapeau and a little monocle, and you have your teacup, and you're good to go. And Godzilla is very dino adjacent.
He is so dino adjacent. Well, and listen, I'm not going to actually shame anyone out in the world who does not know who Godzilla is, although I am periodically surprised that there's anyone who does not recognize him. But on the regular, when Godzilla and I are off traveling, having adventures, people not in the know will ask me who my little dinosaur friend is. And then I have to explain. Well, I don't have to, but sometimes I choose.
You get the pleasure of explaining the great lizard.
Right. And dragons are certainly dino adjacent. Absolutely. So we're just going to sandwich the dinosaurs with dragons and Godzilla as well. So we're bringing a lot of lizard vibes to Wild West Con this year.
I think it'll be fun.
It makes sense. It's Arizona. Arizona has a lot of lizards.
It's true. We're going to have so much fun. It's going to be wonderful. So I'm sorry, what, Grand Arbiter?
The lizards that lost their legs.
The lizards that lost their legs.
Snakes.
Dino sandwiches. You know what, honestly?
High in protein.
Now I want little dinosaur-shaped cucumber sandwiches.
Or dino nuggets.
Sorry?
You love a dino nugget.
A dino nugget, yeah.
Well, you just need a cookie cutter that looks like a dino.
Yeah.
Super easy.
So good. Oh, my gosh. Oh, and Tracy's working on a dragon-adjacent item. Very excited because Saturday is big dragon vibes for us. We're going to leave it at that. And also, please, everyone, keep your fingers crossed. If you notice, I am wearing a wrist brace. I did sprain my wrist like 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks ago. It's really been slowing me down on the sewing front, but we'll be back at it. So
we have dragons and dinos.
Yes, Saturday is dragons, Sunday is dinos.
So what's Friday?
Witches.
Okay.
Well,
I was hoping it would start with a G.
Oh, well,
it's gwitches.
It's dwitches.
Gwitches.
No, we need to come up with something that's
gay witches.
I was trying to think of how does the Dragula song go? You dig through the ditches, so dig through the ditches.
Yes.
Say all you witches through my I don't know the actual lyrics. But yeah, we'll think of something. Just D and D and D.
Get it through the witches.
Also, thank you, dear Lady June Squirrel has offered help. I'm going to need it. Oh my gosh.
Druids.
Dinosaurs and dragons.
Yes.
So
I'm just thinking ahead for marketing purposes.
Yes.
Gotta get ready to start making the social media stuff for that once it's coming up. So
yes, it's so exciting. So put that on your schedule. Also, if you are able to, I highly recommend putting Con Possible in February on your schedule. If you can join us in Atlanta, that is always a wonderful time. And Gail Carriger is the guest of honor. So another enticement to join us in February in Atlanta. So that will be lovely. Or, maybe pencil in TUSCon in November of 2025, because I hear that some people might be joining me there. I'm very excited. We're gonna have a lovely time. So we've got a few fun adventures coming up.
We've got a schedule coming together for 2025.
Yeah, it's
Don't
good.
ask me about 2026 though. I don't.
Mm.
Time is an illusion.
No, we're not thinking that far
We're
ahead.
part of a many-spoked wheel. It continues to turn.
We just want to get through.
You know what? We might be busy in the future, but right now, I just want to lounge.
I mean, I also wish to lounge.
I want to be cozy.
I also wish to be cozy.
You know, Grand Arbiter, Eve, what's lovely about coziness and lounging is that it's been popular for a long time, and our wonderful Patreon community voted on this week's topic, and it is all about the coziness. Our patrons' corner is cozy couture for the historically inclined, historical fashions that inspire our autumnal aesthetic. Eve, that's inspired by you.
Oh my goodness.
Is inspired by you. I'm very excited to get into this topic tonight, to talk about coziness, because even though we are committed to still having spooky vibes and a little goth shenanigans for the rest of the year, we can be cozy goths. That's where we're going, and that is the whole flavor for November. So, my darlings, I know we all love a certain fashion item. All of us are very keen. And you can really do some diving into it historically. And that is, of course, the socially acceptable Snuggie, as dubbed by one Eve Riot, the cape.
Yes.
We're big cape fans.
Yes.
We are big cape fans.
Edna Mode would not be our friend.
We would be friends with her, but also we're not planning on fighting crime in this capes or doing combat in these capes. She's upset because she doesn't want you to get pulled into a jet engine. But she doesn't care about
appear out of anywhere.
No, she does not.
I mean,
I couldn't keep a straight face for that. No. Or a straight anything.
How often can you keep a straight face? I don't know for how long.
Not me.
No, I just go into smolder. It's too easy.
No, you smolder so well. It's one of your superpowers. The smolder. So good.
Yes. Yes.
Slankets.
So I love the term socially acceptable Snuggie. I coined this for myself. I started using this phrase about almost a decade ago, because the office I worked in was really chilly. And so I would always show up in these giant blanket-like cardigans.
Yeah.
And people would comment on them. And so we do also love a caftan, June. You are correct.
Yes.
But I love a good robe. I love a good cape.
Mm-hmm.
I love a giant cardigan. I love a cocoon coat. Something that you can just wrap yourself up in and be very comfortable.
Hide from the elements. Hide from the outside world.
Yes.
Hide from the sins of man.
Exactly. So I love a socially acceptable Snuggie. Fun fact, the Snuggie, which for I think most of our audience is probably familiar with the Snuggie. The Snuggie were these infomercials that we would see on late night television.
The Snuggie's still real. I think the Snuggie's still out there.
Yeah, it's still out there, but I'm just saying, like, when it was established, it was kind of a joke because people are like, why would you wear this this reverse robe to watch television? And the thing is that the Snuggie was actually developed as a disability product. The Snuggie
as many of those infomercial products are.
Exactly. So the Snuggie was developed for people who were in wheelchairs, because
Yes.
it's very hard to wear a cape or a robe if you are getting in and out of a wheelchair, and you need to be able to be mobile in any way. So the Snuggie was developed so that people could be warm and in their wheelchairs without having to get up and down or be maneuvered by another person. So the Snuggie got marketed towards the mainstream audience because that's how it could become profitable. So anytime you see something like a Snuggie, or like, trying to think of other similar products off the top of my head that are not food, because I often think about food items that are accessible, like already peeled garlic. Like if you're thinking like, who needs this? It's usually a product that wasn't necessarily marketed to an able-bodied person initially, but became popular and thus became accessible for people with disabilities who might not have been able to access it because of a price point. Anyway, there's my little tangent. Disability.
Coziness should be accessible.
Yes.
Coziness should be accessible. And yes, Lady June Squill, you absolutely need your own very fabulous.
There's a dinosaur Snuggie. I have
a dinosaur
there's a dinosaur Snuggie.
Absolutely. And I love this. Tracy used to wear her Doctor Who scarf as a giant cuddly blanket in college. Yeah, because the scarf, the iconic scarf, is so huge. It is sort of like wearing a very thin, a very narrow blanket just wrapped around your body many times. It's delightful. But no, I really love the concept of the cape as the socially acceptable Snuggie, because it is a little bit more flamboyant and a little bit more dramatic than a Snuggie. And sometimes there's more fabric in a cape too, depending on the variety of cape. Right? If you're just doing a sort of like shorter hip length or elbow length cape, I mean, I have lived that life. There's nothing wrong with that life. But there's not a lot to wrap yourself in. I really love like a Kinsale cape, like the big cloak experience with a hood and all the muffling pockets. Yeah, all the things. So you can really.
And what's nice about capes as well as being, these wonderful portable fashionable blankets, is that they're very size inclusive.
Yes.
So regardless of where you're at in your body at any point in time, if it's made out of a quality material, it will last you for decades. Forever, as long as you take good care of it. I have some very beautiful vintage wool ones that I wear when I travel, because they are super comfortable, super well made, and regardless of how I'm feeling or where I am at in my body, it fits, which is great. Don't have to worry about my shoulders or my bust or anything.
You can avert the gaze of leering gentlemen with the armor of snuggliness.
Yes.
And also,
it's hard to be sexy and cozy simultaneously. It's possible, but difficult.
But it's possible with a cape.
Yes.
I
will say it depends on the cape. I do have one cape that is very like, do not perceive me. I am just an amoeba.
I am coziness incarnate. Do not perceive nor touch me, lest you be pulled into my slumber.
And I love this. Tracy says, and a backstage cover up in a pinch. Absolutely true. I had a beautiful black wool cape that I made, one of the first garments I ever made myself. It has gone on to live with the Butler Extravagance, who has done some mending and some trimming of it. That one did get a bit moth-eaten, not so badly that it can't be salvaged and saved and repaired, but this is where the good care comes in. I didn't know what I didn't know in those early days. So now I have a little bit more know-how in terms of dealing with moths. But
and time makes fool of us fools of us all. We
That's
all move
true.
towards entropy. We all move towards entropy.
That's true, but that cape is going on several decades of life, so it's put in some good service. I love that, and I love how into capes you've become, Grand Arbiter. So
I unfortunately my capes are all fashion, no comfort. They are only suffering.
No function. All
The
fashion.
function is fashion. That's yes. They do not serve to keep me warm. They do not serve to comfort me in the night. They are there to drag my spine and disalign it. And that is all they exist to do.
Well, I mean, the little blue and red cape actually doesn't drag your spine. That one's sort of functional.
Oh, no, it does. Because I can no longer close it over my shoulders. It just hangs on them, rests delicately on my shoulders, and I must move in such a way that it is not, I must be very careful with her, for she is sensitive.
I see. So, Grand Arbiter, what I'm hearing is that Eve should inherit that cape, and I should make you a new one.
I mean, I believe you have that cape.
Oh, I have that cape. Great. I'm still hearing that Eve needs to inherit it, and I need to make you a new one.
Eve can have whatever they want. I've heard that there's rumor that some of my old costumes are going all over the place.
That's true.
So really, I put on a little bit of weight, and because of vanity that occurred when I was wee and not I was not bulbous with joy. That's what I'll say.
Bulbous.
Healthy and hearty.
Yes, soft and cozy, with joy. No, listen, you are simply hitting
my love
the 300-year mark.
Everyone is in the envelopment of my love.
Yes. Well,
look, I have many friends who've inherited burlesque costume pieces from me. So I consider it just a way of extending the Riot family is by
you were bound to me through the blood pact.
Yes.
we
through the dark arts.
We seed our costumes amongst the people we love, and then they continue to have a wonderful lifetime.
And through the blood that you've put into those costumes, you can bend them to your will.
Influence the arts.
I am going to send you a little care package, though.
I've been working on one for you as well.
Excellent. Good.
Don't forget, the Grand Arbiter, I do have something for you that I picked up when I went to... No, you'll like it.
I like most things. I just remember how our lives are all very different, where I am y'all are gift exchangers, and I am
It's a consumable.
Oh, that's good.
There you go.
It will not just sit in your house.
No, I'm not judging you. It's mostly just there's many ways that Madame Askew and Eve Riot are copacetic and like two parts of a circle.
Honestly, I do. You know those like very twee pea pod jewelries where they have like two pea pods, two peas in the pod, really with 3 peas in a pod, which is more normal.
We're edamame to the max.
We are edamame to the max. Tracy, yes, I know my frocks.
We're edamames.
Edamames.
Edamame?
It's our new graphic. Is just the 3 of our little heads inside an edamame pea pod. Yeah, that's so twee. It will probably never happen. But
I mean, that is particularly twee. That is Madame Askew is knee deep into a pint of ice cream and is feeling her feels to the maximum.
We have Nissa.
Nissa's wearing a little outfit too.
Yes.
No, Nissa looks so dapper.
Thank you. She's wearing a bow tie from our friends at Velvet Outlaw, who have made my clown and fringe mermaid chaps.
Ooh.
And then she's also wearing her smoking jacket that I made her that is lined with my bat tooth fabric from my cocoon coat.
Aw. Nissa is wearing one of my other favorite historical garments that you just do not see enough of anymore. It's so cozy. That's the smoking jacket. Like cozy elegance. I love that about that particular garment. And they can come in like hip length or ankle length, which I think is really nice. I like the long ones because I think they're so much more dramatic. And those will often have like sort of a more full skirt effect on them. So you get some real nice swish around the legs as you're walking, which is I like the drama of it. And it's also like very much like a robe, but make it fashion.
Yes.
Well, you want it to be fashion. I mean, I know that I think of the three of us, I'm the most cozy in spirit, but not in physical experience. I'm a fairly like a cozy object, not a cozy garment. I'm very into like tactile comfort objects, right?
That's
like,
true.
Like there's a universe where if I didn't have a phone, if phones weren't a thing and I wasn't constantly needing serotonin from the phone, I would have little muffs for hiding all my treasures, where I could little muffs.
So I want to just say that the smoking jacket, to kind of come back to that though, what I like, it just evokes a very dandy, debonair character as well.
Yeah,
I always think of like the most recent character I can think of is Gomez Adams, because he is very Natalie dressed all the time. And he just always he wears a lot of smoking jackets, and he wears both the long and the short length ones. And his are always really wonderful because they're typically like a jewel tone with a contrasting lining and collar.
Yes.
So he always looks so well dressed.
Yes.
Yeah, and so when I'm looking for like a smoking jacket, I kind of look for those kind of gothic, dramatic vibes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes. Look at these beautiful smoking jackets we have here. I like the drama of the collars. And this fellow in particular is just like, lounging by his fireplace, looking at his chum like, why are you wearing
He's condescending to this other man. He's like, I am in this fabulous. You have come to my house, clearly in the dead of night, where I'm resting, and you've shown up, hat in hand, looking a business. And this is them talking crap about the third guy earlier.
True. No, and I love this. Gomez is like, himself smoking. That's true.
This one is very much like, tell me more. I love tea.
Both the drinking variety and the gossip.
Yes. This is a gossip. This is a gossip to the maximum.
This is a gossip. This is a gossip picture. Absolutely.
So good. No, and as an aside,
quite pleased with it. Look how pleased he is with his very.
I do like this one a lot, actually. I love the detail at the hem and the way that Nissa. You can't just be jealous. All right. Well, she's jealous.
Like, I would like another smoking jacket. I want the red one.
Yeah, I love how dandy this is. He's just a gay little guy, and it's great.
He is. And, I love the sort of like braid work at his waist is so nice, and the little sash and all the details. This one is peak. I love this one. The hat's also a very nice addition.
Yes.
This gentleman does not look as happy as he should be.
Well, it is a tintype. And so we do know that you have to be very still for quite a few moments.
Yes, it's true. A whole 30 seconds to even 2 minutes, depending on the lighting. So
someone's out to steal your pixie cap.
Ooh.
Grand Arbiter.
Yes.
I it comes out of the closet infrequently, but it is something beloved made by Eve Riot. So if you want to be part of Eve Riot's blood pact, be my guest.
Hello, Sharon. Good evening, my friend.
This one's like looking at the time, like, you should be gone by now, you dumb hussy. Why are you still here, fully clothed in my home? Please leave immediately.
No, they're both wearing smoking jackets.
They're wearing just different lengths of smoking jacket. So I think the catch is that the shorter length smoking jacket can look more formal, less like loungewear.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell kind of like the lapels and the cuffs kind of look quilted from this image.
Yes.
So he is still technically very underdressed because he's not wearing a full tailcoat.
Well, this one's tired and looking at the clock and being like, okay, it's bedtime. Time to go to Sleepy Town.
Or maybe he's like, listen, you promised me Opium Den excitement, and you look like you're ready to go do some very moralistic workout in your smoking jacket. It's time for brandy and opium. Come on now. So
this
good.
One's a great one, though. This one,
that's beautiful.
Talk about green.
You would wear the Dickens out of that one. Both of you would actually.
I think we'd look very dashing. It really is. It is lovely that Madame Askew and I match, but Eve, you and I also could match in a different way that I think would be very twee. I think if we all matched pattern, not just style, it would be peak twee.
It would be. Well, we'll have to plan a costume where I can also access the fabric, and maybe another cocoon coat will happen out of that. That's my preferred.
The salt mines feed all is the lesson that we've learned.
We'll have a little chat
after. Let me bloodlet myself for you. Feast.
I'm not asking for.
We're teasing.
I'm just saying I need to know ahead of time what we're doing.
But also, you're getting presents in December, Eve. I'm so sorry. It's just happening.
No, I hate presents.
Oh.
I hate having gifts laid upon my altar and offering to my greatness. Oh, never.
I really need like songs and gentleman callers, ones that I don't know who just suddenly find me irresistible. It's it's much harder to get gifts for me when my gifts are like validation from people that you have no control over.
That is very
yes. But I do feel some year we must all have finally our Victorian loungewear.
The number of years that you have promised me a smoking jacket is long and arduous.
The drama.
We must be dramatic. We must hold accountable.
You're getting a dragon costume. That should square everything up. Very even.
Just so we're clear, we're never square. We're always we are like lichen. We require each other. If one of us was to die, we would both die. Because we're like lichen. Because lichen is the
lichen pattern on this coat, which is glorious. And
do you know why? We're like lichen? Do you know why we're like lichen?
Why?
Because I liken you a lot.
Oh my god! Good job.
So ridiculous.
Sorry.
To follow Eve, who is trying to take us back to topic, this does have some big Turkish vibes, some big Ottoman vibes with that beautiful brocade fabric, and I love it. It also reminds me of our old green and gold ensembles.
It does remind me of that. I also think it's very fun for it to have such a striking hat.
Yes, and that's a contrasting color as well, which is nice.
That's a person that you could very easily identify from a distance.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and the thing I love about the smoking jackets is that not only are they like very high fashion loungewear, which I feel like we've lost that a little bit in modern times. Our loungewear tends to be, something we wouldn't wish people to see necessarily, not usually very high fashion. And so I love that you can be absolutely so comfortable and also deeply fashionable.
Yeah.
But
oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, but they also generally had a hat to go with their smoking jacket. And I love that it came with a hat, that hats were part of the look. Must have hats.
Yes, that is why I have my little poof turban on from Miss Tosh, is the artist who sells these beautiful lounge dresses and kind of turbany pieces. She's a burlesquer out of LA, and is very inspired by like the 1950s kind of lounge wear of the starlets of Hollywood. And I agree. I think we've definitely gotten away from having indoor clothes versus outdoor clothes, right?
Yes.
Your outdoor clothes, the clothes you're going to wear for the day, become what you wear right up until you go to bed. Once you're home, we don't even do house coats really anymore. I know that there are groups and cultures that still do really love a house coat, and I think that it's a great thing to have. I wish my life was calm enough, which is like I do attribute it partly to hustle culture, right? You're not really
we always be hustling. We always be hustling. And so we don't really have moments where we can, and we also don't have like the extra pairs of hands that time period had in order to be able to just change into an entirely different outfit that you wear from like the hours of 4 to 9 and just lounge in. So there's a couple factors I think that have taken away from our lounge wear. Tracy, when I worked from home, the outfits I would wear.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Well, and this is where caftans fit right in, because they can sort of bridge the gap between indoor outdoor wear. That I always think of caftans as being very cheating at clothes because they're so unstructured, but they have, I think it's because of the quality of the fabric that they have a sort of elegance to them. They become kind of dressy, even while I'm like, this is definitely the most comfortable thing I own and wear. But yes, I'm so elegant right now, swanning about in what is essentially very fancy loungewear.
Yes. So Scone Mistress mentions, like, Ian says you need one of those fur-lined robes that says, my rich old husband has just died. Now, here's the thing.
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
I have an extensive robe collection for what it's worth. I have definitely sold quite a few over the years just because I was unemployed for a while and it just didn't suit my lifestyle at the time. But I've had both the Catherine Delish robes that have the stork feather and the heron feather trim at the cuffs and at the bottom that are like, oh no, my husband died. Velvet Zephyr does the cocoon robes that are usually velvet with the faux fur collars and cuffs. I love a beautiful robe. I am cursed to not live with a sweeping staircase and a ballroom to dramatically run down.
Yes.
But
and to make announcements.
Sorry?
And to make announcements.
And to make announcements.
You really need a balcony to make announcements.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
It's your peignoir and announcement balcony. Very important. No, listen, Eve, I loved a dramatic robe before we met. I imprinted early on the art of robes and peignoirs. But you elevated my love of robes. And yes, Scone Mistress, we will share these links to Velvet Zephyr and
Catherine Delish.
Thank you. And Miss Tosh?
Miss Tosh, yes.
Yes. Yes.
pronouncements.
Yes.
I will say, as much as I don't like to shop big box, you can find really nice robes on places like Amazon. I do have a few from there. You can find very expensive ones from small businesses like Dark Garden supplies a few as well. And then also a place that I have found that's very fun if you are a big fan of the kimono style, which I am. I have a few vintage pieces now.
Yes.
Depop and Poshmark, which are secondhand selling your closet kind of apps that are out there, are great for that. So you can find, just, try to verify who you're buying from before you purchase, but you can prevent all these beautiful pieces from going into a landfill and giving them a second home.
So good. And so we'll get all these links up. We'll post them on the Discord, probably in the Seville Row section, because they're places you can go buy things. I'm going to add that Unique Vintage sometimes has beautiful robes on as well. And so that's another fun place to get a kind of mid-century peignoir kind of look, which is lovely. It's so beautiful. And then our wonderful friends at Mood Fabric have a couple of free patterns for making your own. Now, I will say, go forth, make your own. Keep in mind that just like the cocoon coat, sometimes cutting the fabric is actually the biggest challenge of the project.
A lot of space. Tracy mentions, I love a dramatic robe, but I trip on them. Yes. That is often a fear of mine, or somebody stepping on them, which did happen once at a Gaslight Expo to one of my 1920s style robes. Unfortunately, somebody just accidentally stepped on the train. I didn't know. So you do have to be aware and practice. Similar to heels, I suggest practice vacuuming in your outfit to get comfortable. I hate vacuuming, but if I have to do it, I might as well do it in heels and a robe.
Right, and be fabulous. Tracy, I being the shortest of the three of us here, I have to shorten all of my ready-made, purchased elsewhere robes. It's very rare I find one that is not literally dragging on the ground. So
I'm very excited. It's an upcoming Patreon photo set release where I got to pull out the biggest robe I own, which I definitely almost fell flat on my face while trying to get into a pose, Tracy. So it's a thing I constantly worry about as well. But the photos are, they're so good. Madame Askew's already gotten a preview of them, so she already knows what's coming down the pipeline.
They are so good. I cannot wait for everyone to see those. And also, hold on here. I was going to say something else, but it went right out of my head. But not this part. This part did not go out of my head. So here's the thing I was going to mention, though. I am going to be 450 in 2 years, which is a very round number. 450, very round. I know everyone is thinking, I don't even look a day over 400. Thank you. I moisturize a lot. But 450 is coming. It's a big anniversary birthday. And, it's hard as a time traveler to keep up with these things. But I'm really hoping that for 450, I get the big robe of my dreams. That's.
I think we can make that happen.
Yeah, it's a big, ridiculous nonsense, and then photos of it, and probably people carrying me around. That would be really nice.
I think we've already gotten an entire Pride parade plan for you, actually, if I recall the conversation from Discord.
Listen, it's one of my favorite conversations that's broken out recently in Discord, and I know it's very self-serving, but if people are really serious, I'm very, very willing to be carried around in a palanquin or a sedan chair or what have you, and we have the Grand Arbiter's sedan chair still, so It can be adapted. Yeah. Yeah. So, but we have the Grand Arbiter has been like shuffling through our wonderful fashion plates and photos. Grand Arbiter, do you want to talk about the most magical muff?
Oh, well, we can talk about a muff, but we also can talk about all of our exciting things we'll be doing in the next few days, because we have things coming up that we have to announce. Don't get too cold. You might need a muff to stay cozy when you get up bright and early to watch Sip the Tea with Madame Askew tomorrow.
Yes, at 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is 11 a.m. Tucson time, everyone. Noon Central and 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be interviewing Elizabeth Bear. She was our guest for book club earlier this year, and we had such a wonderful time chatting with her. And afterwards, Bill and I had the worst time trying to say goodbye because we kept having lovely, like, oh no, you're lovely. Let me tell you about. Oh, can we? Oh no! And so we realized
spiral captures us all.
Right. So I was just like, please come back and be my guest for Sip the Tea. And she said yes. So we're going to be sitting down tomorrow morning, and you can watch that all the places you're watching us live right now. So that's very exciting. And then on Sunday, more bookish nonsense, because we have book club Sunday afternoon.
It's the last one for 2024. So if you've missed all the book clubs, now's the one to get your last one in, to make sure you get that punch card for one free hug. Remember, if you do 12 book clubs, you get a hug, I guess.
Sure, Grand Arbiter. No, honestly, it is a great one to tune in for, because November is always cozy month for us in book club. And we're going to be reading the delightful Sorcery and Cecilia, or The Enchanted Chocolate Pot by Carolyn Stevermer and Patricia C. Reed. Although I've heard it pronounced Reedy now as well, and I'm not certain what the correct pronunciation is. So it will be wonderful. I don't believe both of the authors are able to join us, but also, yes, we will be announcing next year's schedule of books as well. So that's a very fun reason to join us on Sunday for book club. So that's some of the stuff we've got coming up in just the next 2 days.
Be sure to start thinking about your recommendations for Golden Tippy Awards, which will be coming out in February for the Lunar New Year.
Yes.
So be prepared for that. There should be announcements the next 3 weeks or so, as well as picking our favorite book at a book club this year. So yes. all sorts of adventures. The adventure just never stops here, but it's only possible if you support us through our Patreons, Eve Riots and Madame Askews and the Grand Arbiters. So why not sign up for both? And really, it's really a Christmas gift that keeps on giving. Please remember Madame Askew and the Grand Arbiter. Nothing is it's a gift for two people, both your loved ones and us.
I mean, there's all those subscription services out there, that give things like cheese or wine, and you all give the gift of entertainment and joy.
Yeah, no. Why not?
And you won't just remove things from your services like certain streaming services have been doing.
No, historically, we do not remove things from our services.
No, not usually. Not generally, unless there's a problem, and then we're going to put it back up as soon as we fix said problem. But yes, we everything is forever with us. It's all there forever. We don't tend to take things down. If the platform goes away, it may be beyond our control, but we try and have
I think you'll be safe.
I mean, let's just not worry about things we can't control right now and just focus on the fact that supporting us in supporting local art and art around you is a necessary component to fighting fascism. Thanks
Yeah.
for your time.
Give living artists their flowers while they're alive. They don't need it when they're dead.
Yes, thank you, Eve. Well said, beautifully said. And you know what, my darlings? The Grand Arbiter is keeping us on schedule tonight. Thank you, my dear friends. You know why I feel like it's been longer? Because you weren't at the last tea.
Oh.
Grand Arbiter. I had to do that without you because you were at MagicCon.
We did one in between. There was one in between. There was one in between.
All right.
So it was one I missed, then I came back, then we missed one, then we came back.
All right. Well, but I missed you, and everyone would like to, I know you need to wrap up, but could you give us 2 sentences, little pocket review of your MagicCon adventure?
MagicCon was a magical experience for me. The one thing that I would remind people of is that it's really, I do not recommend going alone. I think that going alone is like doable, but it's very like, if you're an introvert person, you need to bring some friends, because being a pair is probably fine. Being a 3-person group is probably fine. Being a single person means that you have to convince 3 other people that you are worthy of their time. And that's usually not a problem to do it once. But to do it the whole convention can be sometimes a little bit of a chore. So just the constant, it's not that people were mean. Everyone was very friendly and nice. It's the constant asking is an emotional burden.
We will get a longer review.
Yeah. We will get a longer review in the near future. But what I will say is that MagicCon is a thing that if you're really into magic, and I mean, you have to really like it, I think it's worth going. I do think the Vegas one did very well. It has a fairly large facility, and there was never a lack of, even though there was so many people, there was never a lack of space. So it didn't feel so full that you didn't get to do what you're there to do. But I do think it's a once every 2 years thing for me, probably not a every year thing. But I am going to try to look into some command fests, which are similar but not the same, a little bit less pricey, maybe some that are closer to where I'm at.
Lovely. Well, Grand Arbiter, I know that we have some friends who desperately want to read.
They are waiting. Lord Asplund he's got his hand on his watch and he's doing this right now.
Oh, we have to release the Grand Arbiter. He's off to celebrate a dear friend's birthday fete tonight. So, my darlings, please allow me to remind you that in these times, no matter what comes, no matter what the future holds, we are all together in our wonderful community, and you are our irreplaceable treasures. So please remember to treasure yourselves as we treasure you. To get those vaccines, probably a good idea to do that before the end of the year, and boosters and things, like get that MMR and the tetanus shot too. Just like get everything up to date is a good idea. And
turn yourself into a pincushion.
Yeah, get it all done. Just
embody the best animal, the hedgehog.
The hedgehog. And please also get your vitamins and minerals. Drink a big glass of water. Remember the good tea. You're absolutely worth it. And, you know, a really great way to do some self-care for yourself is to join Eve Riot's Patreon, because Eve creates beautiful content and is very regular and very, very dedicated. One of the most dedicated artists we know. An absolute pleasure and a joy to work with and cheer on. And deeply popular in the month of December. So great. Tracy, June, Bill, everyone, Scon Mistress, Sharon, Ricky. Oh my goodness, my darlings. It's so wonderful to be here with all of you. Thank you for joining us tonight. See you tomorrow morning for our fantastic Sip the Tea and book club on Sunday. Next week, we'll be back with more tea. Good night, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Don't die.
Don't die.